we have literally 2 guys with varsity experience.
Yeah.
Lonzo, Jello. Eli's first year of playing varsity basketball. Melo's first year of playing varsity basketball. Onyeka's first year of playing varsity basketball. Melo's 13 years old, by the way, if you guys don't know. He should be in 8th grade. He's 5'10", 120 pounds, should be in 8th grade. The family skipped the grade so they can all 3 brothers can play 1 year of high school basketball together. So this guy's in 8th grade. And so all these people are, oh, yeah, coach, you know, you should go undefeated. Look at the team that you have. Yeah, I understand. But back then, these kids were, you know, not projected, you know, lotto picks. They ended up being that way. And so the next game is the matchup with Montverde. And this game, you know, and I'll tell you, you know, this was one of those stories that you have to write a book about. And so here I am, like, trying to get these guys to really just have the right frame of mind approaching this game. And I'm just so humble. Like, at that point, I'm just like, okay, here I am, an immigrant son, you know, a Korean immigrant son, you know, and what am I doing here, you know? And I say to him, and I'm thinking about my team, and I'm like, we're this little known team that nobody knows of, Chino Hills. Like, who's heard of Chino Hills, a little public school in the Inland Empire? And we have a bunch of neighborhood kids. And I just say to myself, that's why we're meant to be here. There's a story that's bigger than ourselves, you know, that has to be told. And we're part of that bigger story. And that's why we're supposed to be here. And I'm fired up in the locker room. I tell these kids you know, this story, you know, who the heck are we? You know, we are supposed to be here. You know, I'm firing these kids up, you know, and right before, you know, they get announced, the announcer says, David versus Goliath. They're building this game up. Montverde, #1 in the nation, against #2 in the nation, Chino Hills. I said, #2? When did they rank us #2? Like, we were #7 right before the tournament, you know? And so here we are, this literal David versus Goliath game. And I'm fired up, you know. I'm yelling at our guys, you know, we're not spectators. We've come here to play, you know. And I'm yelling, and I give my guys one last huddle. I said, let's go, you know, yelling. And then little LaMelo turns around, looks at me and smiles and says, I love coach. And he just starts shaking his head, and he just starts jogging off to center court. And I'm like, in that moment, I'm looking at this kid like, this kid has zero nervousness. There's no nerves in his body. All right, let's go. We're good. You know, and this kid ends up running circles around, you know, this team. So we're up big. It wasn't just we're in this game. We're up huge. Like, we're dominating. And then, you know, our weakness was, you know, we tire out and we don't maintain and sustain, you know, our lead very well, you know, obviously against, you know, really good teams. So we let them catch up. And now we're only up, what was it? 1 or 2 at the time towards the end of the game. And we end up having to pull this game out, you know? And so here we are. This is the one time we really celebrated that year, except for the last game of the season. We're running around, you know, we run into the locker room and we're just like, you know, what just happened? We're #1 in the nation.